There's an elephant in the room that no one dares to speak about. Not no one, but most of the people. And I start to feel like the more I avoid it, the less I'm going to be myself, or the less I'm going to be able to do my job. So let's go into what that is, what that elephant in the room that we are not daring to speak about is. When I was studying psychology, I was feeling like it is what we're supposed to do so that we understand how to get to the point that we can kind of make a use of the information. And after that, when I was studying music therapy, I thought about the same thing. And then when I was specializing on electronic music use for the well-being and health and hip-hop and everything, I was thinking the same thing. And when I was studying clinical psychology for a short period of time, but I was still thinking of the same thing. And when I was specializing on trauma, and when I taking thousands of courses online or in different places, I was thinking the same thing. I need to get the information so that I can use, so that I can reach to people, or I can give a better help to people. So the problem in this is that it is never enough, and people never stop about learning more and more techniques and tools. But does it make them better psychologists? So when we look at the information or the science, it is actually not true. And the experience of the psychologist or experience of the psychotherapist doesn't show the results, as they will give higher rates of successful therapies, for example. You can go check, there are studies about that. So actually a new psychotherapist can give you better results than a person with 40 years of experience. What is important is the therapeutic relationship. The most important and the only thing is the therapeutic relationship. Through the therapeutic relationship, we kind of get to this tuning with the person. But it is not enough. Also, there are other ideas. And for example, if you go to a therapist and if you feel judged, there is a big possibility that you're not going to get any help or any safety out of it. There's a lot of things and there's a lot of information that is helpful, but still I feel like the most that I learned over education that I took in the last all my life, let's say, I start to feel that the people who really taught me something was the people that were thinking or understanding that they know nothing. It is like when they understand or when they teach that they don't know anything, infinite amount of possibilities open up, and then information just dissolves and it becomes an experience. This was the main thing that I wanted to talk about in this vlog. Because when we think that we know something, like all of the YouTube knows something and teaching you, it's like how many times you find yourself opening thousands of YouTube videos, going one after another, eagerly, and then like in hunger, It's like the information is never over, the stories are never over. You can go to Netflix, you can watch documentaries, there is thousands of things. But the main problem is that if everyone is correct, there's a big choke of information. It's like they are conflicting, It's like if this guy is saying the truth, the other must be saying a lie. But in the end, it's like it is the universe of infinite possibilities, that we are facing, and actually they are all saying the truth, but the truth for themselves. So that is the reason I think that I figured out in a way that the teachers that taught me the most was the ones that actually knew nothing. Actually, they accepted that they know nothing, and they were not there to teach. They were there to share the experience that they are having by learning and by going deeper into the experience of reading, listening, watching, and actually sharing the same classroom with the students. Actually, the students was the teacher for them. And I'm talking about maybe 3 or 4 teachers that I have been experiencing this. And these people became my friends later on in my life. And I have never felt that they are my teachers. I have always felt that they were my friends, because the experience of the age is actually not true. How many of my friends as therapists, having, as a millennial therapist, having so many people coming to their clinic being 10 or 20 years older than them. So if the age is a real important experience, they shouldn't have older clients, we would say. And other thing is that through traveling, through understanding, and through getting together, we understand that age doesn't mean anything. Like, I was a 20 years old traveler thinking that I knew everything, and I was like hitchhiking, and I remember making people all the time cry or go deep into their experiences in 2 hours of journey, and finishing this car ride with hugging each other because of the things that I was sharing, and I was listening, and I was going deep into the points that they were experiencing. So recently I came to an idea of that the therapy or psychotherapy is not working anymore. Also, AI is replacing a lot of the sessions that we are doing, because people are kind of enjoying having someone just opening and completely connecting with the AI somehow. In some ways it can be nice, in some ways it can be dangerous. I'm not about that. I know nothing about this, because it is totally your own experience. Or you might have an incredible psychotherapist. It is also your own experience. And you might want to go a psychotherapy, but you don't have money to go to psychotherapy, and then you can reach easily to DeepSeek or Gemini or other platforms, or you can just go to a forum, and you might create your own experience of sharing through a community. It is your own experience. In the end, what I'm trying to say is that through education we are blocking the possibilities. I'm not saying that education shouldn't exist. I'm saying that through us trying to teach something, like I know better than you kind of a mindset, is kind of bringing this hunger and constant consumption of content, constant consumption of information, that we are constantly reaching out and constantly imagining to become something in the future without realizing what we are in the present moment. Like when I'm experiencing the discussions in the university, I was feeling that, wow, I'm not less than the teacher or my friends. We are all sharing experiences. And whenever someone is sharing an experience from an upper point of view, the rest of the class is like, okay, you are just trying to show off in this perspective. So the idea is that we know nothing. And as much as we get to the idea that we know nothing, more possibilities open up. Because, I mean, it is a sad thought, but when I think about it, like after the earthquake going to Turkey, like no one in Turkey knew that they would sleep and wake up to an earthquake. You know, in any kind of situation or natural disaster or war, you don't know. It just starts happening, it just starts affecting your life. And we are just so angry right now, and we just want to change something, and people are going in the streets and everything, and we don't know what will happen. And the more we know, the more hopeless we are, the more useless we are, the more powerless we are. And the less we know, the more action we can put into creating something. So the idea here that I wanted to share is that, like this month I was trying to create events that I knew that they were working in the past, and through the failure, because I am putting an event in Barcelona and I'm seeing that no one is coming, and I'm thinking like, why no one is coming? Of course, this is other times, and I'm using the 2 years, 3 years past experience as a reference, and saying that, oh, it is going to work in February 2026, and it is not. It's a new time, it's new people, everyone changed, and new people look new things. Am I not looking? Am I stupid to just observe? I shouldn't be. I should be just open to possibilities of change. Like Instagram is not working anymore. Everyone is trying to go out of it, but we share something and then it changes our lives, and then things like that. So we are kind of in between, one leg in, one leg out. Am I going to share content? Am I going to do this or that? The beautiful possibilities open up when we don't know. I don't know. I will make this video, I will share it. I don't know what will happen. Maybe 5 people will see it, maybe more. I have no idea. I have done so many things in the past. Written projects, written like projecting.org, and made all the website from all the projects that I did. And then I have published articles and everything, but I have no idea if my projects of the past would work today. I have to see, I have to try. And if it is not working, it's not working. When I was writing my project, I was thinking that, in 5 years I will be reaching like thousands of young people. And it didn't work like that, because it was the COVID time, and the time was changing so quickly that my ideas didn't keep up. But actually, I made an incredible work with around 150 young men, and I was really happy about this work and the outcome of it. And then eventually it changed in different directions, and I could work after the earthquake with some young people that I think it created an incredible, powerful impact on them. And I wish I could continue, but at least we could share some moment together. And it's actually, I don't mind about the impact that it created, because it created an impact on me. So only thing that I know is that through the experience, the shared experience that we created with the projects, that I get an impact and I changed. The only thing that I know in a psychotherapy session is going to be that, how is my experience through sharing this hour and a half with someone, and keeping this experience continue. Or in a music therapy session, only thing that I know that I will be a bridge in between music and the client, and I will be sharing this, and I will be, through being the bridge, will have the best experience of my life. And if I'm getting paid, it is even more than this. But of course I should be getting paid, because of course the value of the work of being a bridge is actually not that easy. Because the more we know, the more problems we create. I'm remembering a session that I was observing with the young people, a music therapy session. And I was seeing that the music therapist was making them drum, and making them use percussions, and putting the guys 2 and 2, and then creating the experience of how do you say, like an orchestra chef. It was nice from the theory, but the guys was coming next to me when I was just observing in that session. I was just there from the organization and I was just observing. One of the guys came to me and said, "This is just like fucking bullshit." Why? Because it wasn't the experience that they wanted. And that experience was making them pain, and they were like, why am I going there and then I'm obligated to play the drums? And it was like a toxic. So the idea related to the therapy and related to music therapy, art therapies and psychotherapy, the less we know is the better. And the whole educational background of school of psychologies, schools of knowledge, and all the courses, all the things will say the different thing, because the biggest money source for most of the people is the education. You need the information or not. And I am sorry, but the less you know, the better, and the best is to be in the experience. Even though if you are a therapist for 50 years, the less you know about your job, the more empty and the more listening you are. I'm saying it to myself, not to you. Who am I to talk to you in this way? You are gonna be saying like, you are a fucking prick. What are you saying to me? You are just a 31 years old guy. Yes, but this is my reflection from this day, like February 2026. And I'm glad to reach this reflection. And I hope, only I can hope, that I can keep it. Because all the information that I will get from self-help, or from spirituality, or from psychology, or from books, is not going to help me have the experience and the presence and take out everything to create the change coming through the presence in a therapy session. So, in that sense, I would say that a therapy session is an art, is an artwork of presence of two people. And the more we can be present by not knowing what will happen, or not knowing the patient's or the client's or the user's state of mind, state of psychology, state of spirit, whatever you want to call it, the more present we are, so that we can take in and share. And like being present, it shouldn't be a hard work, but in my opinion and in my experience, it became a hard work because of all the, how do you say, traumas and experience of pain that we have been through by being present. And I will touch and talk about it in a later vlog, I would say, because we are gonna touch the trauma and trauma work in my own perspective, let's say. But yeah, today I just wanted to share that and actually appreciate these few professors, few teachers that I've had in my life that actually showed me the best thing was not to assume that we know, but to assume that we are learning constantly, even if I'm in front of like 50 people and teaching a classroom. Thank you, and I can only hope it might just resonate, or it became a reflection for you, because it is for me. And yeah, let's see what comes in the future, rather than assume or try to force some kind of creation in it.